2 hours. That's how long the high-ranking Russian commanders allowed themselves to let their guard down inside what they believed was a safe base deep behind the front line, confident, celebrating their latest push. They had no idea what was already inbound. At 3:17 a.m. local time, the silence broke. A Ukrainian F-16 released a pair of 900kg GPS-guided bombs, part of the U.S.-supplied JDAM program, striking the command center and disrupting the entire regional command structure in one explosive strike. In this video, we'll take you inside the operation, how Ukraine planned for months, how intelligence identified the moment of celebration, how the precision weapons worked, and what the fallout for Russia's frontline forces has been since. Stay with me, because by the end you'll understand not just what happened, but why it matters. And if you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on the bell, because we're bringing you the most real frontline military stories, stripped of noise. Since the full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, Kyiv has gradually shifted from defensive campaigns to precision strikes that reach deep into Russian-held territory. Air bases, ammunition depots, logistics hubs, nothing is completely immune. Recently, Ukraine began receiving advanced munitions to enable those strikes, including the JDAM family of precision kits. One such weapon, the JDAM version, offers extended range and GPS-guided accuracy, enabling Ukrainian tactical aviation to strike targets well beyond the front line. For example, one strike in the Kursk region was carried out using a JDAM kit mounted on a bomb, hitting a Russian drone operator position over 70 kilometers inside Russian territory. It's against this backdrop that Ukraine identified a very specific, time-sensitive target, a regional Russian command base where senior-level officers were expected to gather for a celebratory event. Intelligence indicated the mood was confident. And the opportunity was ripe. The plan was straightforward: let the adversary lower their guard, then strike decisively. The target, a Russian forward command post situated several dozen kilometers behind the active front line, where a senior leadership meeting was scheduled. Russian logistics had delivered fresh supplies, morale was reportedly high, and their staff took the gathering as a sign of confidence. Ukrainian intelligence monitored communications and supply movements. Reconnaissance drones and satellite imagery showed convoys arriving, extra vehicles parked, temporary structures erected for the gathering. Ukrainian analysts flagged the period of celebration. The commanders believed their position secure, Russian air defenses were relaxed, and the staff let go of full vigilance for just long enough. That's when the Ukrainians decided, now is the moment. Let's talk about the weapon. The JDAM, Joint Direct Attack Munition, is a US-developed kit that converts unguided dumb bombs into precision GPS-guided munitions. The basic variants range from about 230 kilograms up to 900 kilograms, 2,000 pounds in weight. The JDAM extended range adds wings or glide capability, allowing aircraft to release from further away and evade air defense zones. In Ukraine's case, this means jets can strike deep into Russian-held territory, minimizing exposure. The 900 kilograms variant used here delivers enormous destructive power. Released from altitude, guided by GPS and inertial navigation, the bomb descends with high accuracy, often within meters of its intended aim point, assuming minimal interference. However, Russia does deploy electronic warfare systems such as the R-330ZH Citadel EW suite to jam GPS signals and degrade JDAM accuracy. In this mission, Ukraine banked on a time when the Russian EW coverage would be lightly manned, precisely when the commanders were celebrating. Step 1: Intelligence and timing. Ukraine's commanders waited for the optimal moment, when they believed Russian leadership would relax. They identified the building where the gathering would occur, the likely time window, and set up drone surveillance to monitor real-time changes. Step 2: Aircraft preparation. Ukrainian fighters, likely MiG-29s or Su-27s modified to carry US-supplied JDAM kits, were readied. Coordinates of the target were loaded. Flight paths were planned to approach from an angle minimizing exposure to air defenses. Step 3: Release and precision strike. At 3:17 a.m. local time, the pair of 900 kilograms bombs were released. The first penetrated the roof of the command hall, the second hit adjacent support vehicles and parked logistics, creating a cascading explosion amplifying the damage. Witness footage and open-source intelligence show similar strikes in Kursk and other regions where Ukraine employed this capability. Step 4: After-action analysis. Fires, structural collapse, communications nodes disabled. According to sources, roughly 72 hours of operational paralysis hit the Russian regional command. Vehicles were burnt, senior officers evacuated, morale shaken. This gave Ukrainian frontline operators a fresh window of opportunity. What happens when a regional Russian command post is knocked out by such a strike? First, disruption. With senior officers incapacitated or forced into evacuation, coordination flows slow, orders, logistics, air defense command all lag. Second, psychological effect. The knowledge that the enemy can hit deep, can strike when you're off guard, shatters a sense of safety and changes behavior. Forces start pulling back, increasing caution, reducing aggression. Third, leverage. Ukraine exploited the pause. Forward units advanced, supply lines were harassed, Russian assets were repositioned. The strike became more than a blast, it became a strategic pivot. One key aspect: such operations reinforce the value of precision weapons and intelligence integration. It's not mass bombardment, it's targeted high-value hits that ripple across the battlefield. Why was Russia vulnerable at this moment? Several reasons. Complacency. With the celebratory gathering in a perceived safe zone behind the lines, Russian forces let their guard drop. Logistics footprint exposed. The arrival of supplies and leadership drew attention, movement that can be tracked by drones, satellites, signals intelligence. Extended range Ukrainian capabilities. With JDAM and drones, Ukraine can reach deeper and strike smarter. EW gap exploitation. While Russia has jamming systems, maintaining full coverage, especially in rear area command posts, is difficult. Beauty of surprise and timing. The combination allowed Ukraine to strike when and how Russia did not expect. Let's go technical for a moment. A 900 kg bomb carries approximately 2,000 pounds of explosive equivalent. When dropped from altitude and guided accurately, its destructive radius can cover hundreds of square meters of built-up target. If the target is a command hall or logistics node, the resultant secondary explosions, vehicles, stored fuel, amplify damage. The dam's GPS/INS guidance ensures accuracy even in poor weather. However, if GPS is jammed or unavailable, INS takes over, reducing accuracy but still functional. For the viewer, note, this is not just about big bombs, it's about intelligence plus timing plus execution. In modern warfare, small teams equipping high-precision weapons can achieve outsized effect compared to large conventional assaults. If you're watching this channel to understand how modern warfare evolves, here are the takeaways from this strike. Rear area command bases are no longer safe havens. Precision strike capability extends the battlefield. Intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, ISR, dominate. Knowing when the enemy is off guard is as important as where. The value of high-impact single-strike operations is growing. Instead of attrition, the emphasis is rapidly shifting to disruption. For you, the viewer, this means wars are getting faster, stealthier, and more unpredictable. Understanding war today means thinking beyond tanks and infantry. We're talking satellites, GPS bombs, drones, and command networks. Ask yourself, how would I protect a command post against this kind of threat? Stretch your mind, the fighters on the ground are. If you found this breakdown useful, hit the like button and subscribe to Military Battle. We'll bring you weekly deep dives like this into the mechanics behind war. Now, I'd like to hear from you. Which modern weapon or strike do you think will change warfare next? Long-range missile, hypersonic drone, cyber attack, or something else entirely? Comment your pick below and why. I'll feature the best responses in our next video. Thanks for watching, stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next briefing.